Hi there, welcome to part 2 of my video series on JavaScript. In this video I'm going to be talking about string functions, comments, functions, arrays and arrays inbuilt functions. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is concatenating strings. Consider this: console.log 5 plus 2, go live, gives me 7 as you'd expect. But now consider this. If I put this in quotes, I get 52, because what it does is it takes the 5 and the 2 and puts them together side by side to get 52. In a similar way, if I go console.log the long and winding road, I get the long and winding road together. I want to show you some other things you can do with strings. So I'm going to create a constant my string equals hello JavaScript, and then I'm going to create a constant str length. And now to calculate the length, I take my string and use the length property. It's not a function, it's a property, so it doesn't have parentheses on the end. If I go console log str length is, str length, save that, str length is 16 because this is 16 characters. If I want to get a substring, like if I just wanted to get the hello, I can go constant my substring equals my string dot substring 0,5. So this will treats the string as an array and takes 0 will be the first character, and then it's 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it takes a space as well. So if I go console.log my substring is my substring. My substring is hello. If I want to make it uppercase, I can copy it down again. I can go dot to uppercase. My substring is hello in uppercase letters. If I want to convert my string into an array, I can use the split command. So my letters array equals my string dot split, and then inside here I just don't put a space or anything, just put nothing in between the quotes, and then console.log my letters array is my letters array, and there's the array printed out. And of course I can get individual letters, so log my letters array naught, and do another one, so that gives me the H and the E. Yeah, H and E. If I do my constant my words array, I can use split with a space, so my string dot split, and then just have a space here, console log my words array is my words array. And you see I have a word array with hello and JavaScript in it. Right, the next thing I want to talk about is comments. Comments can either be single line or multi-line. A single line comment is 2 forward slashes and to make it a single line comment, and then this is a single line comment. A multi-line comment, you do a forward slash, an asterisk, and then at the end you do an asterisk and a forward slash, and it goes, this is a multi-line comment, like so. The next thing I want to talk about is arrays and their functions. I will copy and paste an array I already have to save you having to watch me type. This array is called dogs because I love dogs. If I want to put something at the end of the array, I can just do dogs 5 equals spaniel. Then if I do console log dogs are, then dogs, I get spaniel at the end of my dogs, because you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so the 5th index is a spaniel. However, if I want to add a dog in the middle in this way, you will replace the dog in the middle. I'll show you. Dogs 3 equals make it a bulldog. And console dot log dogs and here I have bulldog. It's replaced lurcher. If I want to insert lurcher back into the array but without removing the other dogs, I can use the slice function. First, to create an index, let index equal 3 and let new dogs equal dot dot dot, use the spread operator, dogs dot slice naught index and lurcher, so dog I want to insert, then dot 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 dogs dot slice index. And console log new dogs is new dogs. Right, and now we've inserted lurcher in, and we've still got bulldog, still got all the other dogs. The way this a spread operator is when you want to put an unknown number of variables, you put dot dot dot, and the slice is taken from the naught, which is the first index, to index, which we've set to 3, and then lurcher is added in between, and then dogs, when slice is used with a single value index, it takes the index up to the end of the dogs array. But there is a neater and better way of doing this by using the splice command. Let's have another dog, a corgi this time. I can go new dogs dot splice and then index, which is position 3, and then the next number is how many I want to delete, which in this case is none, so 0, and then the dog corgi. So now console log new dogs is new dogs. I got corgi at position 3. The great thing about the splice function is if I wanted to replace the dog that's at position 3, index 3 rather, instead of having a naught here, I'd have a 1 because I want to replace 1. If I wanted to replace 2 dogs in the index with the corgi, then I'd put a 2 there. Another way to put a dog at the end of the array is with the push function. So if I go new dogs dot push, I'm going to make this one a Basset hound, and then copy this, Control V. There we are, we have the Basset Hound at the end. If I want to put something at the front of the array, I can use the unshift command. So I go new dogs dot unshift. I'll make this retriever. Now we've got a retriever at the front of the array. If I want to remove a dog from the end of the array and I also want to return it, I can use the pop function. So constant dog equals new dogs dot pop. Make this dog dog is it's Basset Hound, that's the one we removed, and if I look at new dogs, the Basset Hound has been removed. If I want to remove a dog from the front of the array and also return it, I can use the shift function, which works in a similar way to the pop function, except it works on the front of the array. So constant first dog equals new dogs dot shift, and then console log dog is first dog, and console log new dogs is new dogs. The dog is retriever and new dog is, and then it's got the array with the retriever removed. If you want to check if something is an array, you can use the array.isArray function. I'll show you. Console log array.isArray, and I'll put dogs in there. It's got true because it is an array. But if I go copy that down and I put inside JavaScript, I get false because JavaScript is a string and not an array. If I want to find the index of a value in the array, I can use the index of function. I'll show you. Console.log dogs.index of, I'm going to make this Jack Russell. It comes back with 1. Look at the dogs array First one is 0, 1 is Jack Russell. So it's correctly found the index. The next thing I want to talk about is the difference between object literals and JSON objects. People often get confused and don't understand the difference between them. For object literals, the labels do not need quotes, although you can have quotes around the labels if you want. The strings need to have quotes, which can be single quotes or double quotes. Object literals are commonly used in JavaScript programs. I'm going to create an object literal. Constant car obj equals manufacturer without quotes. Notice I'm using single quotes here, or it can be double quotes if I wanted. Model Yaris, amount ordered is 1. So that's object literal. Right, now I'll copy this and change it to a JSON. Paste it and change it to a JSON. JSON object. I'll call it car JSON. And now manufacturer needs to be in double quotes. Toyota needs to be changed to double quotes. Model double quotes again. Change this to double quotes. And amount ordered needs to be double quotes. I can leave the 1 as it is because that's a number and not a string. Most of the time you'll use object literals. You only use JSON objects for receiving data from a web server. I'm going to copy and paste a more complex example of an object literal. I'm going to copy and paste it so you don't have to watch me typing it. Here I have a person object with a name, Fred, age 40, and then the friends is an array of friends. So I have an array within the object. And the friends are Bill, George and Michael. Here I have an address, and the address is another object literal, so I have an object literal within the person object literal, and has street with a value 80 Somewhere Avenue, a borough of Hackney, and the city is London. If I want to display the person's name, I can do console. I'll do console.log, and then person to get the to select the object literal, and then name to get the name. And I'll get Fred, which is the name. If I want to say get the friend George, I would console.log person and then .friends and then 1, because arrays start from 0, so Bill would be 0, George is 1, and I get George. If I wanted to get the borough inside this address object, I will go console.log person address dot borough, and I've got Hackney, which is the borough. What I can also do is destructuring, and I can pull these variables out from the person literal. I'll show you. Constant and curly brackets because it's an object, and then name, age, friends, address equals person. And now I can treat each of these name, age, friends and address as a variable. So console log name I get Fred, console log age, I get 40, and if I console log the friends, I should get the array out, which I do, Bill, George and Michael. And similarly for the address. Address, there we are, there's the address, 80 somewhere over you, Borough, Hackney, City, London. I can now, if I want, deconstruct friends and address. So friends is array, so for the deconstruction I use square brackets, and then I'm going to call it friend 1, friend 2 and friend 3 equals friends. So if I console log friend 1, I'll get Bill. Bill is the first friend. Similarly, if I do friend 2, I get George. And friend 3, I get Michael. And to deconstruct the address, because it's an object literal, I use curly brackets and then do street, borough and city equals address and then console log street, get 80 Somewhere Avenue, borough, Hackney, city is London. What if we want to deconstruct all in one line? It can be done. I'll show you how. I'll create another literal and I'll call it person2. I'll copy and paste it to save time. So that's our person2. And here I'll create, deconstruct, I'll deconstruct it. Name 2, age 2, friends, and to deconstruct the friends you do a colon, and then as it's an array we do square brackets. I'm going to do friend A, friend B, and friend C. And then address 2, this time colon again, but now I'm going to use curly braces because it's an object. I'll do street 2, borough 2, city 2, and that equals person2. So to save time, there's rather a lot of console logs, so I'm just going to copy and paste those as well. Oh, I have an error. This should be friends2. So name is Julie, age 30, and friends are Linda, Susan and Karen, and 70 Somewhere Avenue, Hackney, London again. So I think I will leave it there for this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe for more.